happy to get one on the board.
And Demon One takes the off. So not only has Aspas been denied that one through his death, and in such stellar fashion, if Com's going to be hitting shots like that, we might see him in back-to-back matches have unreal performances. It's the Jet Sova mirror that I'm so excited to watch in this map in particular. And Demon One with his attack operator, as Aspas limited to only the Guardian now.
Claims his prize. A little bit of utility, just intending to push him away. Demon One's still holding it. No one in his sight line, not anytime soon.
Standing ahead.
A flash and a recon play actually tags up Ethan. They weren't ready for it. A bit of counter spam. Zine, gotta be careful. Drop down to 52 health.
This is triggering a repush out through B main. They know there's an alarm bot down in this kind of area. Remove it, push back forwards, and that takes space away from Boostio that he could use to call with.
Declare out all that utility now. Starting to make the move over towards A main, but just a drone, no tag still. Demon One really relying on him to set this one up. He wants to try and take a fight to him! Sadak thought the nade would push them back. Not the case. Anchoring towards the back here was 2 years. Seeking to reposition now with the TPs as well. There is no go button being pressed by EG. They just waited out ever so slightly. Now waiting for a bit more of a response, or maybe just a util to come back online. Here's a smoke, sent flying 2 years though, playing inside one of his own, and he's just spammed out of it. Com saw him move into that angle. High ground, Aspas blinded up, cannot see a bloody thing. EG, look at in control, gain the side, and no chance allowed. Now backing away, saving the guns.
This was an amazing round by EG. And it may get even better. Boostio's about to collect onto less. And Kao and Zine sat wondering on the other side of the map where it all went wrong. Demon One is not limited by an attack side op at all, because EG work their way around the map in such spots where he can be allowed to play slowly for picks. They're not just going to run fast execs with Demon One having that pure entry roll. And Kao and Zine picks one off towards the end here, but now he's given his position away, and Boostio cleans it all up. This is how EG took down Loud on Ascent during the playoffs of Americas, was through Demon One finding these aggressive attacking op moments. Oh, and these shots are sharp. I love the little break that Boostio inserted into that round as well.
Right? Yeah. Make some antsy, see if they use some util in kind.
And also just waiting time for Jorgamo to get another smoke back so that you ensure there's no threat that can come from grass. It's all super disciplined from EG so far.
It feels awkward to get a read on if you are Loud. Trying to judge where your opponents are.
They had the chance for momentum in this map. Starting out the series incredibly strong with a pistol and a bonus win, and EG have refuted it almost instantly.
Knife dodged. Deep presence on the extremities. It's used to combat the drone, so Com was taken out of that one. We don't get to clear Wine out. Might have to use a bit more util on top of it, just to get that peace of mind. For now, it's slow and steady. Spike's starting to make its way over here too. Maybe the goal might be an A split, but Sadak just firing off the warning shots. This guy in shotguns. It's a match made in heaven.
I've seen him do some awful things with the judge. Now here's where the slower pace from EG may end up also having an issue. It's 40 seconds. They don't have very much information towards A or B main. Cowan's just recon darted over towards B, which might give Loud some false sense of security, but the time is so low here. There's 25 seconds and they don't even have B main. The clock is EG's biggest enemy at this point.
Now the util's coming through. Kawazin, he's repositioned to the back of the side here to try and take care of this one. Hunter's Fury ripping through. There's a connection, there's a tag, and there's the damage all combined up. Lovely shots. Patience from Kawazin. It is traded out, and Aspas with the blade, so maybe can make something off this. Had to back away from it, EG. Oh, they played a clock. The timings are so damn rough, and tight still Loud. Want to make a decent go at this one here. They're not really risking the weapons into it, but EG, they fight them back. Using their own flashes. It's Ethan setting them up as well, all the way through into the wall. Bullet to the cranium. Waiting it out though, 2 years. What more can you do? It's brought it to a 1v2, surely. There's not enough time, but potential's there. Knife missed. Now you really have to get a move on. Starting to hear it tick. dart is dodged. The positioning is being played immaculately by Com. He doesn't actually have util to push this one away. And 2years seeking to just salvage a couple of weapons will be punished for it.
That round gets a little closer than EG would have liked. Perhaps a bit of hubris towards the end, trying to challenge 2Es like that. But at the same time, their economy is still in a perfect spot, and Loud are coming back into their rifle round and calling a tactical timeout.
God almighty. Yeah, 2 years in top form.
He was a player that went missing a little bit in their previous match, and yet still found those rounds and those certain moments to come alive and deliver them 2Ks, 3Ks to be able to win out rounds. But Loud have not found any success since the pistol. And on the pistol, it was a trap play that caught EG while they were searching for map control and trying to insert Demon 1 into a good spot. That's something that EG have talked about a lot when they approach Ascent recently, is Demon 1 communicating to Boostio where he wants to play for a pick on their attack side, and them creating space to put him in a good spot within the first, like, 30 seconds, and seeing if they can generate advantages based off that. So instead of Demon 1 being the guy that's always really mobile around the map, it's the rest of the team, once they get that Jet in a position to fight.
It'd be really quite hard as well to get a read on. Loud have been heavily prepping for each opponent as well. They've been putting a firm emphasis when it comes to the VOD times, making sure that they spot out the tendencies. They've been saying in interviews, you know, it's part of what gave them the edge of Fnatic was just learning how they play certain maps, where they're standing, what their usual reactions are. But EG, the way they've been playing this attack side, I mean, with how mobile it's been, it's very difficult to get a read on them, to get a hold on them.
Aspas is going for the glass cannon operator here, over towards Catwalk.
Not quite hero, but yeah. No armor. Towards Cat. Nobody going to be opening themselves up into that sight line. But maybe they will just about now to jump spot. Good heads up from EG. Spotting out where the operator is. Now Aspas looking to reposition as well to make the most of it.
There's a ridiculous 0 point that Ethan just threw. A lineup that goes all the way back into spawn, I assume to try and catch a Killjoy that would be playing in an anti-KO setup.
Whoa. Because
he's one away from the null command. EG are thinking about Loud countering their KO ult before it's even online.
Here we go. Paranoia, but Boostio on the wiser, unaware, honestly. That site was completely open towards tree.
This is
smoked
a weird
off.
one from EG.
Yeah.
Overcooking things, I think, towards the A side of the map rather than just keeping it simple. Getting in their own heads about what Loud would have called coming out of the tag timeout.
They are now making their way towards B. Only 2 players again. They have to push it back, but it is less in Kawazine. They've been more than consistent over the course of champs, especially with the Odin. It's had to be a rain of bullets. The dart is good. Smoke cropped up into his face. Kawazine's got to pick and choose the timing to spray.
30 seconds
just
left.
at the right time here. Dash forwards, less. When does he seek to try and peek? Now is the time! 3-fall!
Les was an absolute monster against EG when they faced off twice in Americas. And Les has continued that monstrous performance all throughout Champions 2. You could argue one of the biggest reasons that Loud didn't perform at Tokyo was because Les was not running around destroying people. Look how hungry he is to try and take the fight. Feeds himself into the maw of Jorgamo. But that loss, they will not be too bothered about. The 3K is exactly what the doctor ordered for Loud coming out of the tag timeout when their economy was about to get squeezed again. How does he so consistently find these spots, these timings, where Demon 1's not ready, Com has utility in his hands? Yeah, Les is a really aggressive player, but the timings he picks, he's just got such a read on the game.
And there it is, brings us 3-3. Plenty of ults online for either side. That is the counterplay, honestly, where Kawazine is placed and stood. Potential there for that to go really wrong. No command. Sent flying here. Oh, no chance. Not getting past the choke point. Demon 1 does not step foot into the site.
No dart breakers again from EG.
The counter spam, though. I mean, Kawazine getting a little bit too risky with it. But a lot of damage has been done to these EG players. Look at how low they are. Ethan, Boostio. Single shot will really bring them down.
And you take that every day of the week if you're Loud. You stop them from getting into sight with an ult command. That doesn't happen every day.
While committing the ultimate there, just to clear the bottom section of mid.
This Judge looks primed to tear through Ethan, Boostio, and potentially Com, all of these players that have taken chip damage. It's a nice idea, but no damage done to Sadak, who holds strong.
Either that, I mean, the shot down, maybe just to clear the
Are
setup.
they going to use lockdown as well here? This is such a massive investment of ultimates.
Knife gets the tags. Suppression across the board. Does he have the lineup right? Sadak needs to be pinpoint, really. A bit of extra damage will also maybe get it done, but no, doesn't break it. A few seconds remaining. Really softening up players on either side here. Will the site be gained? Will they get access to it? With 20 seconds left, got to make their moves into the site with the spike. He's got it in his hands. Plan. Finally going down here. Needs to be holding this one.
EG have been offered an opportunity by that missed KO nade, and now seek to take full advantage of that fact. Jorgamo's in quite an interesting spot here over towards B main. He can still get into a bit of an aggressive angle despite this lockdown.
It won't clear the back of the side as well. Players from EG can still sit there all the way towards the back. It only clears a decent section. If you look at the timing from Jorgamo, could be absolutely everything. Flash play. Oh my God, Sadak! Almost grabbing the two here, and it is about that timing. Aspas! Pure reactions into the back though. Spam through the wall will not be enough for the box as well. Tracking them all the way through Com. Right click into the classic to win the clutch.
Com is back in unreal form. Just repeating what he did yesterday. Except this time the rest of his team also stepping up. Not just Com up at the top of the scoreboard, having to carry them through these moments. Put this guy on ascent with Odin in hand, and he's going to be delivering huge moments.
Let's go, Corbin.
The form that he has been in.
Nice, let's go.
He looks so good. Here's another clash early on in A main though.
Flash over the top. They checked it
immediately.
It's the 1-for-1. Back this one away, but EG, they have gained and granted themselves control towards this one. That's a Hunter's Fury. This is pure reactions off of this one. Attack onto Com. Will there be the kill collected? Not quite.
Very close. Com managing to dodge, gets his own online. Com is unreal with his Sova ultimates. He has the most in the tournament so far by a long shot. And just to compare between him and Kawanzin, he has about 7 times more Sova ult kills per round than Kawanzin does.
7 times.
Yeah. So, Com's very good with this ultimate if you give him an opportunity. And Lauda grouped up over towards Catwalk. If Demon 1 smells anything
this
over
ult
here,
is going to set up the push.
unless Sadak's quicker with the Bucky.
Here comes the Hunt 2. All this Util coming their way now with the Paranoia, and the dart doesn't get cleared. And here it is, yeah, the Hunter's Fury. So damn difficult to really pass through, and you cannot stand your ground against it. It's going to pave the way. Access towards tree control, but maybe the side as well. Still, there are loud players ready to receive. Push them back less, really onto the flank there. Just cannot quite rattle the shots off. Calming down the aim there with the Sheriff. Spike down now. Pushing towards the round. Bullets flying through. Aspas tucked into the corner using the smokes against them. This is into hell. And are they going to be aware of this?
Even if they weren't, how do Aspas and Kawanzin recover a situation like this? The first one, great.
Maybe
but
like
there's
that.
still 2 players in A main.
Here's the dash, upgrade, received. Got to cover the fire all the way through here, back towards Jenny, and yeah, Demon 1, what is that? Safety in numbers, sure, but didn't even know where his targets were that he was shooting at. I mean, Aspas was hiding inside the Cloudburst. Nasty stuff from Demon 1.
And it's so great that we get to see EG playing against Loud when both of these Jet players are in excellent form. Aspas was dunking on Fnatic in that match that we saw just earlier, and Demon 1's been the highest performing player at Champions, still leading the way in terms of kill per round. Demon 1 wasn't even activated to his top level at Tokyo. When EG went on a run and made it to the grand finals, they didn't have Demon 1 performing on, going on all cylinders. This time though, he's ready and awoken. Oh, the timing just missed.
Aspas going to be kicking himself with that one.
Com gets away with it.
Instantly repositions to the top side of mid now, smoke in their face though, on top of it. It's really quite difficult to get a read in terms of what EG are running. The drone not broken.
I like this turret though as well from Les. Look how deep it is and how much info it gets over towards A main. And it's going to allow both initiators to play over towards B, which is a bit of an unusual setup.
Flashes just for information. As soon as the bullets are fired, they know, okay, multiple targets now from EG. Sitting into B main. Sadak missing a jump here. He's not going to be in position to use util.
That's good information as well. They now know that Demon 1 is here.
No command.
That's arguably a little early, but it was also timed with Ethan using his 0 point.
5 seconds left, this push into mid. Com doesn't win it! Whether a sound cue or not, Aspas was just aware. Landing the necessary shot up towards Cat now. This is a pivot and attempt straight forwards, but are they going to clear close to the side? Less, still tucked. And, well, it's all patience being played, ripping them apart. Jorgamo, he barrels through main. Demon 1's trapped, though. And Aspas has got him right in his sights. One player left to do the most with Jorgamo in a 1v3. Spike is down. Time is on his side. A misstep from Loud, really, that's able to him to get into this one. One kill. Collected and traded, though. So Loud, really good with the discipline. It's one of the things they've been carrying forwards in this tournament.
And I think they needed this win. This round, absolute necessity for them. They couldn't afford their economy to get broken again. And you talked about earlier the fact that Loud's defensive rounds have not been to the same level as we've seen in previous years. In 2022, they felt utterly untouchable on the defense side of Ascent.
Yeah.
This has been a different story with Loud. It's recently been a map that they've had a revival on, but they're going to need pretty much the rest of the rounds in this half to feel comfortable.
Still money available on either side.
And Demon 1 committing heavily to this attack-sided operator.
Yeah.
Some days, he said, he's not feeling the op, but today, part of the game plan, or whether he feels like he has a hot hand, he's been playing with it a lot.
Might be one of those days. Now the drone's not broken again. Close out a defense spot. This lineup as well is going to be landing onto the alarm bot. Into mid, the usual placement for it.
Doesn't get broken though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a little deeper than you might expect where Les has put his alarm bot. And Les has been pretty creative with his Killjoy utility. Prior round, he was set up over towards A, got them very good information, allowed him to tuck in a one and done and switch and win the round. EG now grouping up over towards A. And they've actually swapped off the operator. So look, Comms picked that one up. Demon 1 with rifle in hand, looking to entry. Now, this looks like they're waiting for the second cycle of the 0 point to avoid that, but it gets used over towards B. So now with no utility there to identify that EG is set up for an A stack.
Have to expect this. I mean, Aspas is
You're
the
going to
one.
go for it.
Yeah, he's got to lock this down, but here we go. Flash over the top. That's a great connection. Tucked to the corner, but already you can see Demon 1, he's into the side. Dash to try and escape the updraft. The movement is very, very clean. That's Sadak. It's a peek at the timing. The dart not being broken in time. It really does light up the targets. Enough for Demon 1 to be taken care of. Drone double tagged up. Nothing for the players to do through that choke point. They have been bogged down with 15 seconds remaining. It's going to have to be brute force. It's the attempt from EG if they want to have a go at this one. All the way through, it's being covered. Boostio, but again, with the trade. Kill confirmed, still into the site plant. Being stuck down now. Ethan is on an island. He needs Com's help, but Com just holding down this one avenue, and he's only got the operator. Inevitable for Loud to win that one.
Too sharp as well from Les and Aspas. There were a couple of moments towards the end there where EG's players are in positions to maybe get a 2K. Specifically Boostio, played in by Ethan's jiggling over towards A main, and yet couldn't make it happen. The trade, excellent from Les. And then winning the 1v1 against Ethan too. When Les is hitting like this, when he's up at the top of the scoreboard, he just turns even situations so heavily in favor of Loud and can rescue them from spots that otherwise would fall by the wayside. Yeah. Loud have recovered this. It's up to 5 apiece, and EG themselves forced to take a tactical timeout.
So for these last two, trying to make their mark. Feels like Les as well, not really being forced to use this lockdown. He's had it for most of the half in terms of the ults. Online. Money is short for EG as well. This timeout's going to be used to maybe cook up something a little bit cheeky. They have a Blade Storm talking about if they do want to fully invest, I imagine, into the round. Just around that one ultimate that Demon 1 has, but other than that, it will probably be for the 12th round, the final round of the first half.
And it's great to see this series, which is going to be a marathon, start out with a really tight, tense first map.
Yeah.
Because in the history of these two squads, they've thrown haymakers at each other. We've seen 13 threes multiple times. We've seen a 13-0 between these two teams as well. They like their reads, they do a lot of prep on their opponent, and that can lead to situations where you just have a gut feeling or some kind of anti-strat that works perfectly, and you get blowout maps. Those may come later on in this series, but for now, things very back and forth. Loud starting to recover, though even if they take the lead, this will be a good half for EG. 5 on the attack side of Ascent. More than enough.
Themselves up quite well, then that pick. Aspas once more. Watching down mid. Drone from Com. If he tucks into this corner. Oh! Com actually not managed to get over the top there, so it won't clear deep into Pizza. Aspas can be safe tucked into that corner.
Demon 1 caught on that, but it's ambiguous information. Not sure whether he's taking that pick over towards Catwalk or in A main. Either way, the Jet is leaning towards finding picks over on the A side of the map. So Loud are going to keep 3 players in that area with Less's utility.
2 updrafts available. Oh, and he mistimed the flash. It was all supposed to be coordinated together to maybe earn EG a pick. Nice idea.
Very rare that you see the mistiming on Ethan and Demon 1.
Smoke's fading though. Close to the corner. Sadak waiting. Lovely knife. Blade Storm's not available for them anymore. And yeah, I mean, EG just losing the war of attrition here. And they try and use this utility
30 seconds
on
left.
the weaker buy. Of course, Loud are going to be able to outpace them most of the times. They're trying to set this one up now like it's a fake. Shot hits. Boostio. It's weak. Aspas didn't have to use the dash to get out of there. TP towards the back now. Jorgamo gained access towards the side. It's going to be calling this for the team, but time is of the essence, and the spike has not made its way towards it. How do they get through this choke point? 10 seconds. They have to try and get in. There is no damage really being done. Ethan starting to get a plant down now. Post-plant positioning for EG could pay off massively. Boostio, he's tucked to the corner now, just playing that backstab roll. 2 players also into B main. The lockdown will push them back. No detainments though. Boostio can't land the shots now. He's been spotted out. There has to be a clearance from Loud into B main. Demon 1 holding the close corner, but as the smoke fades, the damage is done. Aspas narrowly escaping. Knives just hitting the shins. He's still alive in the action here, but there's a player disadvantage, and it is massive right now. Loud being picked apart, pulled to pieces from every single avenue, and time ticking away from them. This is a round win for EG. They have done the most.
The final 2 players on EG fall to the spike. Aspas and Tui's just never even able to get into that round. What a beautiful Omen TP there from Jorgamo to be able to set up this entire pivot. There is so little time on the clock, but as soon as he cements himself into the back B site and smokes off spawn, that allows the avenue for the rest of his team to flood in, and confidence that Loud have not got an anchor on site. They had 1 gap there in their defensive setup, and EG exploited it to win the MasterCard Thrifty.
Right back into it.
Different lineup this time from Com, and it does take the alarm bot down.
Yeah.
Instead, it's Sadak, though, the threat, over towards B main. He's been using these shotguns for the last few rounds to try and boost the economy and make this an even half.
Yeah, last few matches as well is what it feels like. Defaulting into the Judge gameplay, close to the corner. This is so damn hairy. Shotguns, so many targets, but no one falls. The drone is cancelled out here. Aspas takes a peek towards Jorgamo, top mid, taken out, but the site's going to be gained once more for EG.
Boostio, once he gets his plant down, is going to be in a position where he has lockdown available. So you see him deploy it here. What's the decision for Loud? Do they want to go forwards or backwards?
You have to go for it here, almost lining up. Demon 1, updrafted over it. Bullets raining down, but he does survive for but the moment. Tucked to the corner, shock dart. Does not bring him down. You got to respect the lockdown back towards the side, but Com has given the most perfect of timings. The most perfect of timings. He's just walking up on them. And Loud are feeling all the emphasis, the pressure now from the time just running damn short, over and around. No one kills, they are not turning around to face him. EG, these last few rounds putting on a masterclass.
Switching sides.
What an excellent way of stopping Loud after they got the momentum to make this a close half. 7-5 with EG in the lead. And their attack side calling has been fantastic. This map historically one of Loud's best. But EG recently, with their approach, with Demon 1 in the roster, just looked immaculate here. Boostio's attack side calling continues to be a masterpiece. And they're up, heading into the second half.
Can't argue with that, man. 7-5. The attack side rounds of EG, they have set themselves up so damn nicely.
Wow, what a start to this series. I think that was entertaining, right, Form? You guys like that? That was pretty dang good. All right, let's go and get right into business here and jump into our Verizon high-speed moment of the match because it comes from Calm. And, you know, we keep giving this kid all the flowers, all the accommodations and talking big about him, but he really has been just performing out of his mind, Mel.
Yeah, his performance from yesterday was not a one-off, as we're clearly seeing with a 7-5 lead. And this clutch, he's, again, the util is looking impeccable from him. And the game sense to put the Odin up. He has plenty of bullets, by the way, here. But to put it down, pull out the classic, because he knows this is a close angle. It's a really bad angle for him to peek into Aspas. So he pulls out the classic so his barrel doesn't show. He has a bit more mobility. He can jump around. He can make it really hard for Aspas to get any damage out of him. And it just... having these big clutch moments again and again, and his big clutch util, I cannot be understated.
I mean, those millisecond reactions that he has as far as his decision-making is concerned is just absolutely incredible. These two players have been looking good. One of the things we were talking about is that it cannot just be Calm by himself. He has to be supported by the rest of the team. Demon 1 was fairly absent yesterday on that Ascent map. Today, he is roaring to the front. A star-studded performance from him thus far.
And beyond that, the calling from EG in that half was incredible. Boostio starts off with these really complicated double fakes, leading it down to just a few seconds left on the clock. Winning those then simplifies the rounds. They get that one timeout through another adaptation. EG's attack sides are world class. And with 7-5, without winning the pistol round, this is going to be really tough for Loud to do the same.
Yeah, well, we're going to see how this all shakes up as we get ready for the pistol and send it back over to Brennan Sideshow.
Well, eye is going to be focused onto this one here. Now, EG, when they're on their defensive side of Ascent, playing against Paper X, it's Paper X who, you know, really exploited, I think, the tree hold, the cat hold as well. They were rapid on the approach, squeezing those players over towards A. They saw that as a potential weakness. We'll see if EG have corrected it. It looks likely. 2 players deep into mid.
Yeah, this looks aggressive, actually, from EG. Like, Ethan and Demon 1 want to fight this. Oh my god, what a shot to open.
Okay.
What a way to announce yourself in the second half. Instant jet differential.
Yeah, you're going to be feeling that one for days. He is ringing.
And there is so much more of this match, so much more of this head-to-head left to go. Now the catwalk hold is going to be pressured slightly.
I want to push off this. Okay, util being broken here. The timing on that was just unfortunate for Sadak, but even impeccable. 2 players left standing for Loud. Get themselves into years. Taking a ton of damage. There's no time wasted. Boostio, this level of aggression. It's relentless, man.
Awesome round. Both teams having a good pistol on defense where they designed to collapse mid. This one off the back of contact, and that triggers a recon dart from Calm that was flown from so far away, right back towards the heaven window, landed over in tiles and set up for this push. But it's all open by that exceptional Sheriff shot as well from Demon 1.
One enemy remaining.
Again, best statistical player of the tournament so far, Demon 1, and showing no signs of slowing down, even against an Aspas who played phenomenally against Fnatic.
Let's go, Boosie!
Aspas was plus 20 against Fnatic. And Demon 1's doing stuff like that to him.
Both monsters in their own right. But today, Demon 1, at least for now, seems to be just in tip-top form. Grouped up now, Loud. A collection of players here with the Sheriffs. Towards B, Turret spots them. Oh, as soon as the orb is taken, that shot dart doing a lot of damage.
And the second one too.
Tons of damage.
And look, Com might have just won this round already. It's just softened up all of the players that would be a threat, that are trying to take aggressive positions.
Out on their eco. On the game plan they have in mind, honestly, is to try and farm up these orbs as well. Looks like they're funneling them into Sadhak. They still have A main control. I mean, 2 years disrespected that earlier into the round. He's just been holding on to it since.
Working their way down mid. Boostio's got his line.
Detonates vulnerability across the targets, across the board. Com tucked to the corner here. Still, with the amount of damage that's been done prior, you have to think it should be an easy solve for EG. These players might be getting squeezed though soon enough.
Especially with Boostio's positioning, he's really isolated. He can't afford to reposition particularly.
Left.
If this gets cleared, might be a dangerous moment. Backs towards it. So many chances. Kawazine, the tag as well with the dart. A lot of damage done towards the back of the site. Needs to be a bit of a bailout now. Some help and assistance. Corn, lovely flash. Got to appreciate that one, Ethan. The supplementary utility from this guy is just in another class of its own.
And the best supported player in the world shows you why he deserves that title once again. And excellent stuff from the bottom of the scoreboard. From downtown, throwing the flashes. That was a pretty aggressive position for Boostio, and it looked dangerous there for a moment too. You know, Com got lit up by a dart. He could have easily been taken down, and suddenly there's no one actually for Ethan to throw that supportive utility even for. It's also taken a lot of the sting out of this bonus. But with Demon 1 and a Sheriff in hand, we've already seen what he's capable of. Both of these squads have very different ideas about how to approach their attack side. Loud love to be going for these 4-1 approaches where Les is the only player towards the B side of the map. And Loud will hard focus on winning A main control at all costs.
Very important one now for Loud to win. Think about it. Investment of the guns, the rifles that they've got in their hands, EG. Pure bonus round for them. Looks like they're setting up as well just to stack over towards A, giving up a lot of space inherently, not holding it close towards tree.
The drone through mid continues to allow that alarm bot and turret actually to gather info towards mid and towards B, and that's led 4 players to stack on the defense side on A.
Yeah, they're not worried.
They're not at all, and this is definitely danger for Loud. I mean, every piece of utility they're throwing indicates that this is going to be an A split straight into these 4 defending players.
Drone through players off the back of it. Ethan was a flash ready and waiting. Bit of time to strike now. Players starting to really move through here. The dart wasn't cleared though. Jogamo lit up. Counter utility still being used all the way through. Push forwards. There was that flash. Ethan is in their faces all the way through. Team of 1. Nasty with it. Can't reset it enough for the Sheriff shot though. Can't claim the second still. Give it to Com. Plan has to go down now. 11 seconds remaining. Won't be anything to push this one back here. Still. Maybe Com just thinking, okay, get the rifle. Cheeky little prize. Does he still want to make a go of this?
And by the look of it, EG still have enough money to buy into the next, so any economical damage that you can inflict upon Loud makes this a better and better bonus. And this is likely to be the area where they exit for the save.
Yeah. Just playing it smart. We did just see a clutch the other day from Com where he made the big wraparound on Ascent.
Com is never not flanking.
Yeah.
In the wise words of Mimi.
But it's about his, you know, how agile he plays it. He messes with your internal clock, the timings in your brain.
Oh, look at how good this is from Loud, though. They smoke behind them over towards A main. They've got a 0 point out forwards to make sure that he's not hiding somewhere aggressively for them. And they get a clean exit where Com can't inflict any more damage. This is going to take us into our first rifle round. Aspas and Kawanzin, I would imagine, looking to buy up around the guns that were saved there. It's this recon dart, honestly, that ends up taking all of the danger out of things. Ethan was ready to flash these players in, and yet they got caught. That's a good utility appreciator.
You gotta respect it.
Me when I see people not dry peeking everywhere around the map.
Exactly. Cautious tale. Both of these teams love to play it slow.
Sadak, though, benefiting from the fact that he was loaded with ult orbs early on in this half, now has his null command online really quite early. This is a big round. And he's instantly taken A main control. Loud have these explosive fights sometimes around the extremities. This could be a re-clear, though, from EG. Yeah, to flash in.
Yeah. Flash in. Jorgamo. No connection, no kills.
What I like about this, too, is it makes it much less likely from Loud's position that they recognize Demon One is also here with the operator. You know, why would you be going for a flash re-clear of A main if the op is right behind it? Yeah, that is where Demon One's posted. And I love the position that Demon One has taken right now, anticipating them backing up and going into an A split, which Sadak loves to call. But this time, the IGL
moving away.
from Loud moving into B.
It's EG, though, playing fully aware of the no command wait. I mean, look at this. Boostio's positioning. Deep tuck back. He's not going to be cleared out. He's not going to be suppressed. So all that util is going to be left to help Com. Dart's dealt with as well, given the perfect timing as well as they start to come through. And there's the Nana Swarms. He can dead them again because there's no suppression. Paranoia into the back. We see the same supportive utility to help him out. There were flashes sent flying, but Com wasn't aware of it. The stairs position taken. Again, barely just getting in there with enough time to really do it. Still EG. Are they going to attempt to flood in? No, it's just a stray shot of Demon One.
Don't know how that one hits.
Ridiculous.
It's a nice spot for Aspas to play high-lows with the rest of the team, but there's nobody from Loud in B main.
Yeah.
They're all grouped up on site.
And that is critical. All collected here for EG to really make the most of this one. Into the retake, this high ground position, all he needs.
Paranoia.
Is a pixel, an angle, Paranoia, massive connection. Multiple players now fully blinded up. Close to the corner, they're all being dealt with at the back of the site. Kawazine, 1v2, 1v1 tonight!
Ethan, the safe pair of hands, takes things home for EG with an excellent, diligent retake. Loud have such phenomenal post-plant positions there on site. Yes, they don't have anybody tucked towards logs or market or B main, but in terms of the spots you could play on site, I really like what they were going for. And most of that setup got ruined by Jorgamo's flash. It just sails through. Player close gets caught by it. Aspas gets caught by it on his higher setup. Breaks those crossfires and allows EG to get in.
Nice! Let's go! That's huge.
That's the tension in a 1v1 for the coach.
Standing ahead.
Flash and a recon. And towards back. Ethan is disrespecting all of this. I mean, there's no connection there with the dart, so he just removes the turret out nice and early. Sets up Demon One again with the operator. Meanwhile, Loud, they're exploring into middle.
Demon One is so deep. He looks like he might be about to make contact.
One less. Spotted him first. Damage done, no kill.
Boostio's utility looks ready to try and hold that space for him to use lockdown. But now he's had to burn it early and he gets caught. A random sheriff shot takes down the killjoy and removes that lockdown, which EG would have been hoping to use for a retake. They still have an ult command to work with. Ethan could be vital here. But Demon One will probably have to trade off the op with somebody else. It looks tough.
Yeah, let's see how this gets played now. Go either way, any direction. Maybe just down to the positioning here of these players spamming. All bang angles. Nobody found here. Demon One has found the rifle now. Time will really begin to start ticking.
Especially when Kawazine has this Hunter's Fury at all times.
Yeah, and he is just really just buying all the more time for them. TP tonight, Jorgamo can't get it done here with the rifles as well. The angles are all known and noted. Ethan, so much more to do, but he just cannot do it. Lit up right through the floor.
And all of that coming down, I think, to the fact that Boostio fell. A sheriff shot through a smoke. Spammed back towards him. And he doesn't have his ultimate that they really needed for the retake. Look what that's done to EG's economy too. How does this shot happen? Oh, wow.
Talk about
perfect one.
Yeah.
I've definitely noticed with EG, and Boostio's talked about it in press conferences too, that when he has bad games individually, his calling also suffers. Now, he hasn't had a bad game in this match so far, but we saw him in the game against PaperX calling himself a disappointment and a fraud for going -24 in the series. You need to make sure that he's having good moments, not getting caught out, to keep the calling high.
The mental in check. Okay, EG. Very disrespectful. Only with the classics, of course, just trying to brute force their way, taking out A main control. Here's the response, though. Loud spotting it out. Close to the corner, though, is Com. There's going to be a flash to clear it. Lovely bit of util now. Lots of players waiting to receive. EG over the top now with a Blade Storm. Not really spotted here. It's a jump and spot. It's the bait play. Oh my God, disgusting.
It's a great idea. Love to see it. How many knives did Demon 1 just expend there?
Oh, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Dash still alive. Round to the corner. 2 years shuts it down. No danger, no chance of a real trade. And Jogamo, there was danger there. He had the rifle. Paranoia flying through. Boostio only on 20 health. Not much he can do in this. At this point, just playing for the exits, but really the money. It is booming for Loud.
Sadak, though, was forced to use his ultimate in the midst of this round, and I think you can count that as a win. You can count that as some small victory, some silver lining for Evil Geniuses. They're still 2 rounds up, and now have fairly good ultimates. Specifically good retake ultimates, too. Against what Loud are going to be throwing at you. Boostio is going back to this Killjoy setup that's focused very heavily on putting double Nano Swarms and Alarm Bot, defending that tree space so that he can use Lockdown in the retake over towards A. It doesn't work as well when teams like to run A splits on you, though, and that's what Sadak loves calling those.
Drone and a knife. Team 1. A lot to play towards mid here.
Here's early catwalk pressure already. Only 15 seconds into the round. Boostio would like to hold on to this setup.
Triggering the turret just to see if there was a util trap play off of it. Alarm Bot on top of it. So that's all the Killjoy utility removed.
Very early on, within the first 30 seconds. And that's going to be very helpful for Sadak, as well as he builds an identity and a map in his head of what the defensive setup is like.
Just from breaking it, look at the EG players' positions now. All collected over towards A, anticipating that that's where the hit might come through. And the reason for that as well is just Demon 1 this entire time has been holding down this B angle, but it's going to be received with a flash in his face. Will the peak timing be good enough? He's not going to be able to get out of there in time, as well as Paranoia comes out of nowhere near-sided, dashing even deeper into B main, using the smokes, trying to use them to his advantage! And here's the help, surely.
30 seconds left.
Deep into the side. Starting to make their way now into the site there. Nade at their feet, just trying to avoid it, dodge past it. To the back of it, though, they are walking into a blender. The kills need to be claimed right now for Loud all the way through here. And well, it's less. He's the one who's got them all in the blender, but still it's Jorgamo at the back of the site, anchoring at that position.
10 seconds left.
None the wiser, with no time left. Not a chance in hell. Jorgamo will not let this one slip. Beautifully played.
Another ult from Jorgamo into the back B site. He did it on attack, now he's doing it on defense. When you look at the way that EG's defense is set up in this round, it feels from the minimap like it's only Demon 1 towards B, but there is always that constant ability for Jorgamo to get into back site and reinforce this whole position. And as soon as there's somebody anchoring in that spot, it makes the supportive utility from Com and Ethan so much stronger too. Very nice setup from EG. You can tell that both of these teams are expertly prepped.
Yeah. The time I've taken here for Loud. Got to give again immense credit. Demon 1 in top form. Think about that prior round. Doesn't get the pick in B main. Yeah, he got traded out, but just enough delay, enough time being bought. EG could really cement up and bring the reinforcements in.
I want to think about the mentality of both of these teams coming into this match as well, Brent. I feel like every squad heading into Champions was wondering how Fnatic could lose twice. Anxious that it would come down to them to have to slay the beast. And EG themselves proved unequal to that task of taking down Fnatic at Tokyo. And Loud come into this match as the Dragon Slayers, returning to face EG. Battle worn, but also with a trophy that should strike fear into the hearts of every squad that goes up against them.
Oh, yeah.
We are the team that took down the favorites, and yet EG, right from the start, have shown the confidence to bring it to Loud and never play scared at any point.
Form has been such a factor. A lot of matches that we've been seeing. Oh my goodness! There's a punish. Kawazine attempting the drone down into mid just from the tower's position, but it was a flash dart and it sets it up with the Odin spam.
These ideas are so good from EG. Stolen, refined, perfect. Demon One in an off angle, but dealt with by Sadak.
It was an unorthodox one. Flash plays all about. Leslie couldn't see anything. Hunter's Fury, this is Com. Wants to salvage the situation, at least help them out, but slightly off kilter. Okay, 2 players left standing. Boosty actually going to be committing the ult now. Trying to clear out this smoke. Fades away towards the side. Is he going to expect Aspas? Door needs to be broken. Reload inside. Everybody's got the knives on the util. It's an absolute disaster.
Boostio looking to put pressure on and had his own lockdown broken in the meantime. He's left on a 1v3. And despite the incredible start from EG, it went downhill so fast. Ooh. He's got the right read.
Yeah, 2 years ice cold, doesn't shift his position. Does he really make a play for this? That's a heavy face, and look at Loud, they are immediately on it. They can smell blood underwater. Chasing him down. They make the decision easy for Boostio. Run away, keep the gun.
The ideas from EG in this round are excellent. I mean, right from the opening pick, but even then, when there was more tree pressure coming through, we had a Paranoia comboed with the Hunter's Fury to be able to clean up the aggression coming through from Loud in multiple waves. And yet Loud was still able to hold their ground and frag through it. A great example of Loud being able to shrug off the pressure from EG.
Crowd feeling favored for the plucky upstart that is EG. North American representatives here. But Loud are steadily climbing their way back, trying to equalize in this map. The round lead that EG have is starting to get whittled down and away.
Last time EG were on an eco, they stacked 4 players over towards A. And they just had Com and Boostio's utility watching the rest of the map. It looks like a very similar setup here again.
Smoking a Paranoia. The Lee being held here. Demon One's the only one with the rifle. Don't expect that one. He's been playing a lot of these off angles. Does he really go for more? I mean, the dash is activated. Might feel like he has to get something done with it, but no, just using it to reposition here. Loud. Bit of a noise bait. Running away. Vacuuming up the space once more into A main. Drone close to the corner. That's a seeking attempt to punish. I gotta respect it from Boostio. It's being watched for. The Loud still want to go for this. Yes, they do. Rush over the top here with the Paranoia. Hunter's Fury as well, clearing all the way through here, but there's really no emphasis being placed on this. They have to take the side on top of it, but bullets will do the job, I guess. Clearing out into the corner. Still, Demon One is active, and he's still got the rifle with 9 bullets left, though. No more dash to really evade capture, and he's brought down.
Com scrambling, frenzy in hand, trying to pick up the pieces. But Loud have done this work on the anti-eco, and they are set up in an unlosable position. The triple face. Com not given an inch, given no quarter. Loud draw ever closer to tying this one up. The attack sides from both of these teams have been called beautifully.
Yeah.
I think EG's defense has had more layers to it than Loud's, and yet Loud is still managing to avoid all of these problems that are thrown at them.
I completely agree. These halves have mirrored each other, honestly, as well, which is the pistol round wins going in one direction, but the gun rounds, when it gets down to it, the attack side, these teams just have a better read.
You want to talk about mirrors, the IGL picking up the judge. We saw Sadak in the first half, and now Boostio has gone for the same kind of play over towards Tree. This does seem like the kind of area where Boostio is likely to get action.
Flash is going to connect, though. Here's it coming. Dodges it. Jump spot! That is nasty! And even nastier from Sadak, actually, under the pressure of that one. Making the trade happen.
Who does the trade favor, though, at the end of the day? Sure, you get rid of the attack side jet, but also all of that Killjoy utility is down on A.
And they push Sadak into this deep position, tucked towards tree.
I think it's a very nice spot for Sadak to call from. Les, however, is way off script.
For this knife. Is there going to be a flash reclear here? What's the play? EG going to try and cook something up?
Yep, here goes Ethan.
Yeah. Oh, on the other side of the map. Okay, Sadak going for a flash of his own. What timing gets taken still? Back towards the smoke. Watching. Bit messy.
So now where do you go? Do you go towards Les on B? Do you try to commit to A? There's 30 seconds.
I don't really have the answer, but I mean, definitely getting the kills. Well, that space was gained. Les making a run towards mid here, just to try and hold this one back. Demon 1, he's seeking to also adapt and try and play fluidly. He's brought down. 15 seconds. Where's the spike? It's dropped down right there. Nade close to the corner. Ethan! He's getting away with murder. 10 seconds. To 1v1 and the doors in his face. Obstacles abound. Kawazine, you gotta break it. And Ethan, he's won it out.
He goes for the top.
Unreal. Unreal.
That is a round that should never have slipped away from Loud. They had too many options, paralyzed by choice. Sadak was clearly calling for some kind of A split, but wanted to leave Les over on B to see if he could work the magic. And they decided, because time was so low, to rotate through mid, the only area where Demon 1 and Ethan could have had any impact on the rotate. But they didn't feel confident enough going full through spawn. I mean, thankfully, Sadak doesn't seem too bothered by it. All smiles on his face. But they've allowed EG to get up to map point when it seemed like Loud were pulling off the comeback. A match like this, the best of 5, it's going to be a marathon, but small moments certainly add up. Here comes Sadak, popping his ultimate, looking to try and right the wrongs heading into round 23.
Can make all the difference here. Let it fly now, let it loose. The util sailing forwards, but the guns, it's all about how they reign supreme. Aspas wants to lead the charge here, trying to resurrect it. Aspas, he's essentially on an island. He doesn't have help from his team, yet he's still holding them back. Knives out, in charge now. Demon 1 seek to even it up ever so slightly. EG might be on the cusp of winning the map, but Louder just back into this with a vengeance here. Tucked up onto the box. Aspas, he's low. He's trying to take the fight right to them. Brings him down though. Dardis there, and there is the wallbang damage. All being done. Com. Still with control over towards door. It's a 2v3 though. You have to try and get these Loud players out of the positions they are tucked into this post plant. So hard to remove. Smoke. So awkward, so difficult. Demon 1 would have to have hit a worldie, but no. It's all less containing.
And Loud certainly responded. After letting one round slip away, they came in with fire. The entries looking vicious from Aspas.
Yeah, I mean, and he's alone now when he's taking these fights.
But he's so confident in his own skill, his own talent to be able to pull him through. And Les also with 3 following up on that space that Aspas had created for him. Les has 25 kills right now across 23 rounds. Stellar performance, outfragging Demon 1 on the other side of things, who I keep reiterating has been statistically the best player of the tournament so far. If Les is on fire like this, it's going to make a big difference compared to their flop at Tokyo. Les was one of the major reasons his monstrous performances carrying them through in the 2-1 victories they had over EG in Americas.
The timeout taken, EG, this final round can be the hardest. Bring you over that line. Time to talk you through. What are you going to do this last round of regulation?
Loud have been focused very heavily on A main control. If EG want to get value out of a scrappier buy, I love the idea of going for something aggressive in A main. It doesn't always have to be fighting it at the very start of the round. You could lure Loud in and give them A main control and then try and fight with a reclear strategy. But it seems like EG have a similar idea to me.
Yeah, and the money isn't too hot for EG here. For this last round, they bought up entirely. Just trying to disrespect them. It's a flash play along with the dart as well. They're all lit up, but they don't really have the guns to get this done. Maybe with rifles could have spanned a couple of these players, but it's just contained. Storm was weathered by Loud. They waited out and they regained control of A main themselves. This time with ultimates, packing a decent punch here, locked down.
Ethan still has a flash for this. They could try and go aggressive again. No, the drone is going to dissuade Demon One. He's forced to pull back.
There are gaps here towards the lockdown. Into the back of the side as entertainment though. Jorgamo, he's up close. I believe inside of his own smoke here, working rings around him, but Ethan, he will fall from the back. It's all onto Demon One, but he just cannot hit the shots. Sheriff in his hands, needs to make the most of it, but Loud, complete dominance, completely in control. Inevitability, we will be going to OT here. Boostio gonna try for it, doing so much, but really just shut down. So 12-12, our opening map here of our lower bracket finals, with everything on the line, going to overtime.
It's going to be bad memories for EG here. They were up 11-6 to Paper X and lost a few clutches to let them back into the game. It feels like another one that they might be letting slip away. 11-8 the scoreline at 1 point, with EG in the lead. Just managed to make it 12-12, stopping the inevitable Loud onslaught on the attack side. Both of these teams with impeccable calling. But now the sides flip. EG once again on the side where they've looked the best. Loud's setup is quite different. And the Nanoswarm is so far back, ready to catch. I mean, by the look of it, Demon One as he would dash towards stairs. The way that Les has put his utility, it seems like they want to double anchor really deep on B.
Skipping a hop for Com, gets himself into that position here. Fight. Ooh, it's the bullets exchange. Kawazine was hoping to follow up on it. No one falls though.
Alarm bot broken. Les, as after he takes a little bit of a prod towards B main, is now in a very, very passive position over towards B. They don't have a turret, they don't have alarm bot, they have no information. And that's going to make every other part of the map a lot weaker.
Nice paranoia, but sidestep and avoided Aspas! Too much for him to overcome. Those two players just sitting there, 2 years now. He's tucked into hell. Could he beat a backstab? Could he beat a knife that really hurts them? But no. With him shut down and removed, it is pure desperation. You can see it on Loud's face, the way they're playing this one. Not together, not ever so slightly. EG once more. They find themselves here on the cusp of taking our first map.
These attacking rounds continue to be excellent for EG, but they need to be able to put something up on the other side as well. Great isolation onto Aspas. And they just get their players in great positions, completely holding and dominating these.
Look at him!
The sight lines over towards hell and heaven. But Loud now with an opportunity to respond, and their attack sides have also been great. They put a heavy emphasis towards A main control, but this time the Brazilians grouping up in tiles. Oh! Wow, what counter spam onto Com.
I was wondering when we might see it. The punish inside both of these teams, opting into the Odin plays. Just like that though, with less falling, it's suddenly a 4v4.
I mean, that one, such a shot from
Yeah,
Ethan.
I mean, where the hell was that?
How has he found that?
Cat all the way down to tiles.
Just the tiniest of angles.
Flashpoint, taking space. But now contacting. No more util being used off of this one. Dart doesn't spot it. Ethan is in real danger.
That's amazing. They know that Ethan's been holding flashes from that position.
Massively so. Jorgamo though. Up close to Dice here. It's really going to start to be swarmed and overwhelmed. How does he get two? Demon One, heavy position, ADS. This could be it. It's a 1v2, Saturday IGL. He's got to pull off a masterclass round. The tap of the spike doesn't force any EG players out to the open. A second stick of it over the top, updraft. Demon One cannot spot him. Knows who one of them is though. Flash buys him some time, buys him some space. Wide swing, wide face, can't isolate it. That is it. EG taking map number 1.
Excellent performance from Evil Geniuses. Start out with a strong footing. Looked like that map was going to slip away from them, but excellent calling on their attack side prevails. We have tests, twists and turns, I'm sure, later on into this series. But EG with a great start.
Yeah, amazing resilience. It's still a best of 5. Remember, plenty more action left to come, and we'll see you soon, just after this break.